Okay. Okay, how's that? Do I got me sound? Do I got some sound? Let's just check the sound situation here. How good do I sound though? Am I loud enough? I think I'm loud enough, eh? All right, good. Okay, so good to be back. Let's try that again, shall we? So, how's it going out there in the Ottawa Valley, Wood Pigeon? You getting rained on today like I did? I was okay with the rain because the grass has been looking a little brown, you know what I'm saying? So today I knew it was going to rain, so I ran outside and I threw down some seed. See if I can get that back, you know? Oh, are you in Cape Cod? Oh, nice. How long are you there for? Like a week? A couple of days? What? I've never been to Cape Cod. I'd like to check it out at some point, though. Hold on. Boom. Oh, till tomorrow. Then you're off to Maine. Wow, you're like doing the tour, eh? How long does the whole thing last? You've been there for 3 days? Hey there, Sash. You drinking something, Mr. Surge? Mr. Surge Balcel? We're talking bushcraft. No, let me start that again. Tonight I got a beer. We got blades. We're talking about bushcraft on a live stream. So this is clearly the Beer, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream. Maine for 2 days, stopping at Salem tomorrow. Nice countryside down there. Nice part of the world. I'd like to go camping down there. Are you camping or are you staying like you're doing the hotel thing? And why are you just there on vacation? Or hey Tyler, she might chat for you. Okay, are you busy? You doing stuff? You doing the busy stuff? Busy work? No drinking tonight. What? Still feel? Oh. Okay. Yeah, Sash was sick for a while there. He's already had a couple of glasses of wine. I see you. You get sick the way I do. Practicing coastal survival. So I guess since Tyler's driving, he ain't drinking. But who knows? Maybe maybe Nick is doing the drinking for him. Hi, Nick, by the way. I don't know. Is it time to show off my beer? Or should we wait for see if LT comes on? LT is always good for a little beer show and tell. Try and broaden your skill set. I would love to try out sort of a coastal survival thing, but my fish allergies make me really kind of squidgy about shellfish and stuff like that. So I love being seaside. I'm not great I'm not great at I want to go to the beach in the Bahamas. I'm much better at like the British Columbia coast or whatever. But I like being next to the ocean. Wood Pigeon Man, BC is spectacular. Spectacular. So, Nick and Tyler, were you guys driving home from a trip or what? Were you just were you guys out for supper or something? Wood Pigeon, you're an Alberta boy. I will be there. I will be in Alberta in August again. Playing the folk fest we do out there every summer. Well, we didn't do it last summer, but every time we're there, I do my damnedest to get a little Rocky Mountain hike in, not like a full on, trip, but just a little day hike on our way back to Calgary from up near Abraham Lake where we play. No, it's not Klondike Days. It's the East Coast Kitchen Party because it's all Newfoundland bands. Except, of course, it's Alberta, so it's Newfoundland bands made up of Newfies who live in Alberta. We're the only band that travels all the way from Quebec. Oh, you visit on Tuesdays. Okay. Okay, so is he driving you home every time I'm live streaming on Tuesdays then, Nick? That's got to be expensive. Well, no. In Canada, that would cost a mint, but everywhere else, it's affordable to to watch live streams on the telephone without Wi-Fi. I'm not going to go popping it off with a knife tonight. I just don't want to get to this before it warms up too much. This is La Vache Folle ESB by Microbrasserie Charlevoix. So La Vache Folle ESB is the crazy cow. I guess ESB is like an English style bitter, maybe. It's a red beer, 500 mils, 5.5% alcohol by volume. So again, straight up standard Kanakistani beer. And a Microbrasserie Charlevoix, I'm assuming that's in the Charlevoix, not on Charlevoix Street. Yep, Bay of St. Paul. Oh, it's gorgeous up there. Guys, man, holy crap. It's the Charlevoix, and then there's the Fjord de Saguenay, and it's like boreal forest. Gorgeous. Unfortunately, the Saguenay is the heartland of Quebec separatism, but man, I would... If I could afford to make my living as a YouTuber, I would move there. Go full-on Joe Robinette, man. Joe and I, we agree on one thing for sure. The boreal is the best forest there is. Look at that! Actually, on this monitor, because I still need to color calibrate, I'm going to buy one of those. It looks like fruit punch, but it's a beautiful honey amber color. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, that's a bitter, all right. So good. The IBU is 32, so it's not too bad. Oh, so good. It's funny, like an English bitter, you don't really think of as a summertime beer, but this works. It's like just a little fruitiness at the top. Like it's not too cloying. It's not like a sickly sweet. Just a little fruitiness there. Oh, so good. Hold on. All right. I better slow down because it's got to last till 11. Serge, I had planned to go out. Yeah. Flying across Canada is expensive as hell. Flying to San Fran is less than flying to Vancouver. It's crazy. Anyone in Maine or Salem that want to meet, say hey while you're there. Oh, you're ending the tour in Quebec City. Okay. Yeah, I've had the Shawinigan handshake. In fact, I think I might have one in the beer fridge over there. That's a good one as well. On my channel somewhere, there's a real short video that's like Squidjigger introduces beer or something. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Squidjigger presents beer. It's 1 minute and 41 seconds. Hold on. I'm just going to share it. we were in Alberta playing this festival I was telling you guys about. And we bought all this beer. And we had them lined up. We had them lined up to take pictures for the band Instagram. And some guy drove up in like an F-150, of course, because it's Alberta. What are you looking at there? Or like, what you got? Or whatever the hell it was. Wood pigeon. Holy crap, lightning bugs. Haven't seen those since I was a kid. Oh, we've got a very, very few of them in my backyard over the summers. Like very few. When the family and I did that glamping up in the Boreal, I did a video of that. I think I called it glamping with the family or glamping in the Boreal or something. We were out for an after dark nature walk, and we came around a corner down onto the waterfront, and it's just like this real thin little inlet, like maybe 50 meters across, shallow, just, and across the way, it was like a galaxy blinking on and off across the water from us. I ain't going to forget that anytime soon, let me tell you. You planted some pink prickly roses and a blueberry bush. A blueberry bush, nice. Because I think, Nick, I don't know if you were listening when last time we had this conversation, but I had also planted a little blueberry plant, and it didn't take. We've been trying berries in our backyard since we moved in here, so that's going on 5 years now, and we just can't get them to start. And when they finally do, like we got this squirrel who comes along and I'll take all of that. So I bought a 22. Just kidding. Tell Tyler. Well, Tyler, you're listening. I'm going to look forward to hearing how those work out for you. You saw your first horseshoe crab. Nice. Yeah, you're in the right part of the world for seeing stuff like that, man. Oh, you thought it was a trilobite? Yeah. Yeah, they look kind of primeval, eh? Squidjigger presents beer. Did any of you guys watch my my band video that I put up so long ago? Like 2 or 3 years ago. Just taking a look. So where'd you see that horseshoe crab? Where was it? Serge said this label looks a bit disturbing, but I don't know what he's talking about to you guys. Just looks like a crazy cow to me. I'm sure he wasn't talking about the teats down at the bottom there. That's not disturbing, is it? Is it even in focus? It's like a cow with dragonfly wings and a little like wind up thing on the back. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed that. Chicken wire on the blueberries. Yep. Oh, and you buried it at you buried it far enough down that he can't dig under it. Yeah. Yeah, not much ocean life in the prairies, that's for sure. Wood pigeon. Yeah. yeah, that's the one, Serge. It's funny because it was a recut of a video that I did for my vlog channel, which is imaginatively titled Jesse Corbet. And that one's quite a bit longer because I went into every bass guitar I've ever owned. I cut that part out for the squid jigger version. I cut a couple of things out for the squid jigger version. I may be mixing up two videos because I've done a couple of band videos. One where we were out west, and one where we did like a gig in Vermont and one in on like either Ontario or like around Hudson or something. And one of them I have on both channels, and one of them I think I don't. But yes, I'm talking about the one where we were in Alberta. It's gonna be nice to be back out there this summer. I like that festival. See right there? It's actually started to get some use with the collar on. It's doing a good service. Look at my, don't hate my axe because it's beautiful. You just can't do better than the small forest axe, you know? You just can't. Oh no, we're down to 2. I think maybe Tyler lost the signal maybe. Where the hell's Simone? Hold on now. Today I was on my way home from, first of all, okay, so I have Camille in a video camp. Outdoor just got back from Boston. He's going to come on when he can. So wait, Serge, you're still here. Okay, so you're still here. I think maybe Wood Pigeon had to cut out. So I have Camille in a video production camp. Okay, for kids, she's it's like kids and teenagers. At 7, she's the youngest one there. I put her in it for like just on a lark for March break a couple of years ago, and made me promise to put her in for summer. So I put her in for 2 weeks. Anyways, it started yesterday, which was crazy because it was a holiday yesterday. Damn it. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So we'd forgotten to make Camille a lunch this weekend. This was a very high octane weekend. Friday, I played a corporate gig for the Canadian Orthopedic Association at the Palais des Congrès here in Montreal. Serge, what the hell is that Palais des Congrès in English? Like the conference center, I guess. So I got home late, and Saturday we were having Camille's birthday party, which was a sleepover, her first sleepover. So like Friday from around 3 on, we had 11 little girls, and including Camille, and then 9 of them, including Camille, slept here. It was like being mauled by squirrels. So then Sunday, after we got everyone out of the house and cleaned up a bit, we went to Oka to watch the Saint Jean fireworks. So we came home late, and then Monday, which was yesterday, was Camille's first day at the video camp. So we hadn't made her lunch, and we were like, it's okay. She asked for an egg salad sandwich, which we clearly ain't going to make at the house anymore because we don't want to kill Clemence. We were like, no problem. We'll buy one at Metro on the way to camp. Except that it being a holiday, the only thing that was open is the brand new bridge that they've been building. Like, Metro was closed. Everything was closed. So I dropped her off at camp, went home and made her something and brought it to her by noon. Great, fine. Went to get her Had a fine evening. She was too tired for karate. Then today, picked up a sandwich on the way, dropped her off, went to work, blah, 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 drove home, walked in the front door, and herself, the missus, said, "Where's Camille?" To which I said, "I'll be right back." Did a 360, did a 180, out the door, voomp, picked her up, voomp home. Just like, I can't believe I forgot the daughter in it, you know? Sales, you crossed the new bridge today. Yeah, but it's only open inbound, right? So anyway, excuse me. So that happened. I'm thinking that by tomorrow we'll have this whole thing ironed out. But on the drive back, I was listening to Stuff You Should Know about Stuff You Should Know is a podcast where they just. Is it called Stuff You Should Know? Or is that the website that it's based on? One little jiffy here, folks. I'll look it up. Because that's what it's Stuff You Should Know podcast. I'm trying to... come on, fool! No, I don't want to play it. Hold on. I'm trying to show you guys here. Stuff You Should Know podcast. And today, what I was watching today was about the Donner Party. Because, I mean, you guys know the Donner Party, right? Famous, tragic, horrible. You know, they could have used Survivor Man along for the ride. Let me tell you. But it's funny how, like, you know, they're stuck. Like, they're headed out to California, which is essentially unknown territory. It was still owned by the Spanish at that point, right? Or the Mexicans, I guess. And you had all these, like, kind of know-nothings from out east. Yankees, I guess you'd call them. Deciding to head out to California and, you know, make a name for themselves or get land or something. And, you know, you just head out. And there were no satellite maps, right? They had maps that other people had drawn. And if somebody spoke about a shortcut, you kind of had to verify whether or not they'd actually done that shortcut or whether they just looked at a map and said, just go there, you know? And it's just, it's interesting to think of how dismal things must have been for them to start eating each other, you know? Like, almost nobody ever has to deal with that these days because there are satellite maps, there's GPS coordinates, there are satellite phones, there's that, what's it called, the spot, you know, if you're really in a bind, boop, you know, you can get picked up by a helicopter if you get lost. You're almost never outside of signal anymore. When we were, when my band and I were cooking it out to play a gig in Prince Edward Island, Quebec, you know, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, okay? So we're booking it, and part of that booking it is hours of going through the deepest New Brunswick. Like, you're so deep there that there's no cell phone signal, you know? But New Brunswick is a small province. So if you just keep going in any direction, you'll either hit a town, a farm, water, or U.S. Border Patrol. You know? It's like, even if you're without signal, just pick a direction and go, and you will find someone. And, like, here's the Donner Party. You know, they're splitting up into groups. They're trying to get help. They're starting to eat each other. They've very likely murdered their native guides to eat them. And you'll hit a church and a bridge, of course. But like almost no one deals with that kind of situation anymore. I wouldn't boot off through the middle of Australia all by myself, or like without a tank or something. But like aside from locales like that, parts of Africa where there's nothing for thousands of kilometers, or like Australia, the middle there. And aside from stuff like that, nobody gets Donner Party lost anymore. A few people, but hey, Simo. Yeah, take two. First one didn't work. The whole Hackintosh thing does not work as well as a full-on Macintosh. I plugged in my mic while my browser was already on. Didn't like that. So it's hard to imagine being Donner Party style lost. Like, one day Mr. Smith is there and you've known him for years, and the next day Mr. Smith is dead and part of him is on your plate. Like, we see cannibalism as depraved and blah, 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 but like, how must it have felt to cross that line? How must it have felt to be that hungry, that desperate, Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's completely foreign to my sense of anything, And so, like, when the ones who finally, like, how much guilt survivor's guilt must there have been for the ones who got to California, for the ones who were alive long enough to be rescued. Like, there's a lot of things we have words for now that we didn't, a couple of 100 years ago. Hell, even a century odd ago in World War I, there was no PTSD. There was shell shock, and we didn't fully understand what was happening when a soldier was shell shocked. Hey, Alain's here. And he announces his presence with talking about cannibalism in North Korea. How's up? Outdoors should be getting on fairly soon. What do you mean that got dark fast? Well, it's just because I was listening to this podcast today, and they were talking about it, and it's like, wow. Like, we live in the kind of world where if the food stops flowing, right? I mean, there's only 3 days worth of food in a supermarket. I always used to say, if the supply of kale ever dries up, hipsters will be shooting each other in the streets. Ha ha ha. But we depend a lot on there being a huge apparatus around to keep us going. So, are you going to do the Hackintosh thing too, or are you going to get another Mac Mini? Anyways, I mean, like, I'm not a prepper. I'm not a survivalist. To me, bushcraft is not about surviving in the woods. It's about enjoying being in the woods and enjoying primitive skills and stuff like that. But it does give you certain skills that will help you if the shit hits the fan. If the shift hits the fan. I am on a tertiary note. Another thing is, I was sitting there before a gig last week, and in the corner of the bar there were 3, I don't know, academics or something, and they were talking about their offspring and how, one of them is in like late high school, and or was applying for his master's or one of these things and was told that no, that's too advanced for a master's. You got to go for a PhD. And the other one who was saying how his son or daughter is like in late high school and auditing a class just for the fun of it at university and getting more answers right than the university students. And I was just like, this is the kind of people who those of us who can swing a tool are going to be carrying if civilization falls, like if civilization falls, or maybe, you know what I'm saying? An investment banker doesn't bring anything to the table if you're trying to put a small community together to get through this, because this idea of like the lone survivalist with an AR-15 and like, I don't know, an axe and a knife making a go of it, it's BS. The people who will live will be those who can build a community around themselves, sharing skills and sharing resources. Those are the people who will make it, And like if I'm putting a community together, what can you do? You're a carpenter, we need you. What can you do? You're a metal worker, fabulous. What can you do? I don't know, stonemason, like, what I'm saying, useful skills. Farmer, hey, come on board. Investment banker, yeah, we don't really need you, Project manager, actually, maybe a project manager could bring some skills like organizational skills or something. I mean, I'm stretching here. I'm trying to be a good guy about this. Hold on a second. I want them skills to avoid eating my camping buddy. Yeah, right. You don't go there to rough it, you go there to smooth it. I heard that quote recently. The investment banker can clean the latrines, maybe, but like it's like so many skills that are important today, right now, in civilization the way it is. They're not real, like they're not going to help you plant crops to feed a small community. They're not going to help you, peg some miscreant in the forehead with, a 30-06 round, a 30-30, or, they're not going to help build walls that can, withstand some guy jumping at them or trying to climb over them. It's not going to help, reloading if you're the firearms type, like it's not going to help tanning, sewing, cooking. Like, I like primitive skills because I like primitive skills. But for the vast majority of our history as a species, primitive skills were life skills. You go back to the Stone Age, and a hand axe is just like, you got a group of wanderers. They arrive in a place, they need an axe, they pick up a stone, they pop, turn it into a hand axe, use it, and then they just throw it and keep going. They're not carrying the extra weight with them. Can you imagine somebody trying to nap an axe today? Unless it's what's his name, Will Lord, the Napmaster, the Napmeister Will Lord. Well, he's British. I think his name's Will Lord. I couldn't nap an axe. How many of you could? I wouldn't even know where to look for the right kind of rocks. But if you take 10,000 years off of today's date, they do. And it's not like the specialized axe maker in the community. They know how to. That stone will make a good tool. Nap, 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 nap. Now you've got a knife for skinning or butchering prey, or you've got a hand axe for whatever, chopping down a small. You know what I'm saying? To me, using flint and steel to make a fire is exciting and fun, and it's the soul of bushcraft. To someone that far back, or even in Roman times, it was just the way you lit a fire. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't fun. It was just getting a fire going. The way today, you get a fire. You just get a fire going with like squirting crap on it and lighting a match or using a lighter. I'm not talking about that kind of napping, Simo. I might have problems keeping a job, but if a solar flare kicks us back to the Bronze Age, I know I'll be more useful. Yeah, Serge, I think you would be. Unless the banker's pastime is doing any of those other skills. Yeah, no, that's true. Like as a pastime, because my day job is not something that would make me useful, in a zombie apocalypse or whatever. A brewer would be good to have, or a distiller. Reminds me of that series that I keep watching over and over, the Tales from the Green Valley, where they want to make a a shed for their cows, so they go and they chop down some branches, and they get some withies or something, and they stick all their uprights, and they weave the smaller, almost like a wicker kind of thing, and then they waddle and daub it, which is essentially mud, cow dung, and dried grass. And like to put shingles up, you get a log and a froe, and you just make shingles. Except most of the time they were just thatching the roof, and there's a very specific way to thatch a roof. And like if you wanted to make something out of clay or cement or something, you first had to mine the clay or the sand or whatever to make the cement. But and to do that you needed special tools. But if they're metal tools, then you have to smelt the tools. But to smelt the tools, you need to mine some iron, or it's like getting anything done in medieval Europe took this much time. Whereas today, you buy everything before that last phase. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you buy pre-made metal ingots, what you've bought is the physical item, but you've also bought your freedom from all those steps before, from the mining to the smelting. And they didn't have that option like a half millennium ago in England, or 1,000 years ago in England. It's interesting. I find stuff like that fascinating. Fascinating. I also came across like a recipe for ancient Roman bread. I would love to try to make that. I have this real love of the idea. Oh, okay. The idea of like making ancient recipes. But the problem is you kind of have to translate the measurements, because some of them will say, take flour, add water, knead. And you're like, okay, how much? And others are like, take an egg-sized bit of flour. Okay. Does that mean like a small egg? Does that mean a robin's egg? Right? Like what kind of eggs were they that they have at their farm. And they chop probably chicken eggs, but extra large or small. I mean, who the hell knows, right? Like for, hey, salut Hamza. Comment ça va, mon ami? Like, there's a certain allowance that has to be made in a medieval recipe that does not exist in postmodern baking, you know? Sorry, somebody just liked my photo on Instagram. I don't know who. Alain has seen wrought iron made from scratch at 80s. Yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah, I'm with you, Simo. If the crap hits the fan, I'm not bugging out. I'm bugging in. You know, I know my environment here. And I think the idea of bugging out is taking on danger when you really don't have to. You know? I mean, I think that houses will be much less safe than they are now, obviously. You know, people will be breaking in all over the place. But you know, you can barricade yourself in the top floor. You can. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. I don't like the idea of stepping out into the unknown when society is going crazy. And it was hot today. Like, it's got to have been like 25 degrees or something today. I can't imagine what the temperature was out Hamza's way in Tunisia. But like, I find blacksmithing interesting, you know, Simo. Like, I would love to be able to bang out an axe or a blade or something, but like, I'm not interested in starting with nails and making a million nails and then making like little wrought iron, you know, spirals to get my skills up. Because I'm not interested in blacksmithing holistically. I'm just interested in blades and axes, you know? So like, I'm not going to do it because I don't feel that I would bring the love of blacksmithing itself to the art. I would just want to get to the point where I'm making axes and blades, you know? Oh, 39 degrees. No, I can't. I couldn't do it. It's probably a drier heat, though. Here in Montreal, it gets really, really humid. It gets sticky. You know, you lie down in bed and you stick to the bed sheets. Oh. Open the door to go outside and it feels like you're walking into a tongue. Yes, exactly. You know, you got to find it. Hey, Zach. All hail the ale. Oh, bye, Nick. Everyone say bye to Nick. She's home now. Zach, make a suburban bug out bag. It has Girl Guide cookies, Gatorade, and a GPS that can only get you to the nearest Costco. Now, if I get one that takes me to the nearest Canadian Tire or Walmart, I could stock up on ammunition, because then I could go full on prepper and keep my boomsticks in running order. Because, you know, shit hits the fan, I'm gonna be taking out all comers. Gotta love these guys who are like, man, just you know, nut up and start shooting. It's like, no, man. If the crap hits the fan, what you want to be is the guy that nobody notices. You don't want to be, you know, Rambo, because that means that somebody's going to be gunning for you because they're going to want your boomsticks. You know, you gotta go all gray man. I found blacksmithing takes a lot of space, specialized equipment, and a place where you can make lots of noise and not bother anyone. Yeah, I don't have any of those things either. I do not have any of those things. And also, I live in a city that has banned burning solids. So, well, I guess I could have was it a propane forge? Is it propane? Forge? I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Most people don't. There is a forge near the Cartier Bridge, I think. The Jacques Cartier, I think. Oh, Outdoor might be on soon. He took a family vacation for 4 days. 6.5 hour drive each way. So you spent 13 hours of 4 days driving? I would have flown. Yeah, it would take a lot of propane, eh? Near Victoria Bridge? Okay. I knew it was down there somewhere. They almost got evicted, but letter writing campaign saved the foundry. What I would love to do is take an axe making class and film the whole thing. Map? Okay. And, I'd buy like a trip hammer or a power hammer, right? Because, if we're dreaming in Technicolor, start pounding out. Maybe I could be the next Liam Hoffman. Map burns hotter. Okay. Yeah, I think a little propane forge is really only good for heat treating. Like if you're making knives using the stock removal technique, maybe, Coming to the end of the beer. And as I said several weeks ago, I'm sticking to one beer per live stream, which is why I've got scotch here. I'm just kidding. I was having a scotch while I was editing a week or two ago, I think. Yeah, I am also going to be starting leatherworking because I'm running out of time to make the sheath for that little knife that I made for Camille. Well, that I handled for Camille. So I went to Tandy and bought just a small cut off of cowhide, and I ordered a real cheap leather craft starter kit off of Amazon. I don't know if the tools are any good. I just got to make a sheath to get started. I have not bought any Obanoffs or any dye yet. I will do that soon. No, you could, I don't know. Are there any farms left on the island? But yeah. Thinking of doing just a real simple, like this color for the sheath, maybe, or just like maybe a walnut brown or something. Something real simple, This axe has been getting dusty. I haven't been carving spoons in a while. Just make sure I'm not getting any surface rust or nothing. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I definitely want to get another carving axe or two. I want to get that Liam Hoffman one, or I want to get that Yulia Paltov one. Hamza, I am the grandson of a leatherman. So, do you do a lot of leather work, Hamza? Snow steel is cheaper. True. Well, I know that Hamza made his own knife a while ago. I think that knife got broken though. Have you been making more knives, Hamza? But Zach, I don't know. Do you have experience with both Ovenoffs and Snow Sealer? Like, is there a difference between the two in like quality or like, I don't know, feel or anything? Hey, where the hell's Robin? All your leather stuff is from you. Nice. Okay, I didn't know that. Hold on, I just gotta bug somebody. Are you awake? Okay, Simon, you've got both. Like, what's the difference between the two in terms of feel versus effect versus whatever? Yeah, today you're making motorcycles more than knives. Yeah, I saw that. Tea. Bringer of good moods. Yeah, my sinuses are going nuts again. I think it's hay fever time. Oh, yeah, I remember what that is. I got that free Canada 150 pass to any national park in the country for the entire year and didn't use it once. Okay, Zach, yeah. And Simo. Yeah. Took a break and trying to make knives and trying to learn to sharpen the ones you have better. Just keep watching those Dutch Bushcraft knives videos, man. Those guys get a mirror shine on their In fact, I used them as the starting point for sharpening this baby because I have very little experience with convex, which this is. Right? Total convex. And they say don't use the mouse pad and sandpaper idea because what it you could be doing is like rounding over the very edge as the sandpaper and the mouse pad bound back up. So like, you're right. So I used a stone and I just sort of rocked it, I guess, in a natural way. Maybe seemed to work. I have to practice a lot though. You know, I have a Lansky. I used to use it for my kitchen knives, but now I'm freehanding them. I watched a lot of perfection videos on sharpening kitchen knives, so now I'm freehanding them. But yeah, I used to use the Lansky jig for all my kitchen knives. Oh, you like to keep the secondary edge, Ali? See, I don't see the need for the secondary edge for the secondary bevel. I think it just it complicates things. But like, I don't have my my pocket knife with me here. But like knives that come to me with the secondary bevel, then I will try to keep that. You know. But if I have a Scandi, I'm keeping it straight up Scandi. So damn simple, you know. And Sarah sent me a photo. Can I show this photo? Oh, I see what you've got, sir. Wait, was this Alain or Serge sent me this? This looks like an Alain thing. Let me just double check with I. No, Serge. Serge has a diamond plate. Focus, damn you. How much was that, Serge? Oh, that's very fine. Nice. Zach sharpens small EDC blades on pocket stones. Nice. Whoa, you got that free, Serge? Nice. Who gave you that? Let's see if there's any left. Just a little dribble. So sad. So sad. Yeah. You flip it over to have 4 different grids. Interesting. Okay. So that should be fine then. The thing with diamond plates is there are a lot of cheap ones that sort of don't keep true as they start to like delaminate and stuff, but a lot of them are really good anyway. Like there's a lot of good ones out there, you know, and you'll start to see it delaminating before it starts to become an issue. So that'll, you'll know. You don't strap scandies with compound to not round the scandi. Yeah, okay. I do strap everything with compound, but I use a very light touch now. I learned to strap on my straight razor, and the thing about a straight razor is you put no pressure, because as soon as you get any kind of any push into the leather at all, you get a rounding at the edge. So you just lay it on and very lightly, and then roll it across the spine and very lightly, and that's essentially how I do everything. I don't even use a lot of pressure for my axes anymore. I use like 50 or 60 strokes instead. Very soft. Like the weight of the blade is the only weight I put down. Okay, you strap a razor with compound, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? A razor is way lighter than even this. Oh, Elaine and Serge, are you guys getting together this weekend? I got to get out there to that piece of land soon again. The old timers never used compound. You're probably right. In fact, a lot of them just took their belt off and used the inside of the belt. Yeah, once we approve a day and time, yep, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, like, and in fact, I strop more than I sharpen, to be honest. These guys here, this one is tough to strop because like it's you see that it's not a symmetrical bevel, right? This is a right-handed axe. There, I see, right? So it's like it's almost flat on this side. There's a very, very small convex, but on this side it's much more pronounced. Yeah, I strap this easily 2 or 3 times as often as I sharpen. Because the more you strop, the less you have to sharpen. You know, I mean, stropping. Some people say if you keep stropping, you're never gonna have to sharpen. BS. But if you strop a lot, you have to sharpen way less. And I like to sharpen as seldom as possible because no matter how fine you get with your sandpaper or blah or blah or blah, you're still removing metal. And this is an heirloom grade tool, right? This isn't, oh, we just lost somebody. I guess I'm boring. This is an heirloom grade tool. This is a tool that I can leave to my daughter and she can leave to her kids. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you're talking about decades of use rather than just a few years, excuse me, guys, you want to take off as little metal as you possibly can. On this axe, I have now twice gone heavy grind on it because I've chipped the bit, the edge. But I have tried very hard to be on top of my sharpening or honing often enough that I only have to use the very, fairly fine grits. And it just takes a few passes to bring it back up to sharpening. I no longer sharpen it like hair popping sharp. Like if I was to shave with this, no way. You know, there's like 2 hairs on there, you know? Because what I find is when you have it that sharp, sure, it's a laser, it's a lightsaber, but the edge is more brittle. So I end up, you know, dealing with bigger issues. What I've got it is sharp enough that it'll go through any wood with ease. You know, it'll cut paper, but it's a more oblique angle than you would need to remove hair, because I don't think that the performance is better enough with a shaving sharp axe to justify it. What you end up with is, you know, it dulls a little faster, so you're honing or sharpening a little more often. Forgot about it. If I don't be able to show Serge the dozen knives you bought in the last year, holy crap, dude. Zach, you were given a wildlife hatchet. Nice. Yeah, a knife is a whole different story. A knife you want as sharp as possible. If you can get your knife to shaving sharp, then yeah, go for it, you know? Because especially when you're doing feather sticks and stuff, you need them to be like, you know? Man, I have never been given an axe like that for my birthday. But yeah, so like I try to do my knives much, much sharper than my axes. You know, because I'm with you. They need to, everything they do takes a much, much keener edge than chopping does, you know? Excuse me. I'm so tired, guys. Sorry. Where was I? Bugger me, I don't remember. Tea time. Oh, so good. So good. All right, so I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, Alain, I was thinking of rethinking how I do all my knife reviews and doing much more of a Dutch bushcraft knife style review. I don't mean, stop yawning. I don't mean like big music and craziness. I mean like setting 5 specific tasks, you know, cutting, batoning, carving, starting fires, and cutting rope, or something carving, you know, and just doing the same 5 across the board and giving like a specific grade, like a 1 to 5 or a 7 to 10 or something. Because like my knife reviews are non-uniform up until now, and I'd like them to all follow the exact same format of like, you know, this task, this task, this task, this task. And then like, how do you feel about the value for money? This is a COS steel, but it was $400. Or this is 01, cost $200. Fabulous deal. Hot spots in the hand, no, yes, you know. Hi, Serge. Just had the house internet upgraded last week. Doubled the bandwidth for 40 cents a month more. Pretty good. A man without a knife is a man without a life. That looks like it is in Icelandic. I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts. Kýfnes sur maður. Where'd you find that quote, Zach? Faroese proverb, so yeah. Faroese is essentially Icelandic. Because me, I am not a maður without a life. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna. No. Because I don't feel that I could pull off that kind of theatricality and still be believable. I do this like my number one. Excuse me. My number one concern lies in always coming across as genuine. You know, I'm not hyperbolic. I don't BS. You know, like some people get on camera and they put a mask on, like a kabuki mask or something. You know, they're not recognizable. And I try very hard not to do that. What it means is maybe I should speak a little more high octane, but I'm just more at ease not having to try to put a mask on top of trying not to swear on camera or say, you know, too much, because I say, you know, a lot. I mean, everyone puts a mask on when they stick a camera in their face, but I try to really tone it down as much as possible. My mask mostly comes out in that there's a lot of stuff that I just don't talk about because it's nobody's business, you know? Banker in the 3-piece suit would say otherwise until the solar flare hits. Yeah. Good grading system and laid out format could be Zach, their skills. But Zach, here's the thing. I use the term over the top with those guys a lot because I think they really are. But their skills are bang on. Right? They're theatrical, they're silly, they're goofy, they're blah, blah, blah. But they really know what they're doing. They're very good with knives. They're very good. They very clearly have good bushcraft skills. It's just that's not what they show, you know, too much on their channel, you know. They're clearly both skilled bushcrafters. When they turn the cameras on, it's about knife testing and it's about over-the-top weirdness. So it took me a really long time to get over that and actually watch them and enjoy what I'm seeing. And still, sometimes they're just a little too much for me, but I gotta give them props for knowing what they're doing, you know? You know, retracted. I've got to retract the you knows. I'm getting much better with but man, you know, so, not again. All right, see ya, Hamza. See you next week. Everyone say bye to Hamza. Man, half the crew isn't here tonight. Yeah, exactly. Their skills are absolutely top notch. You know. Like I'm not one of their Patreons, partly because I can't afford it. Their Patreon levels or whatever are much higher than mine are, for instance. You know, like I can't be a patron of someone whose tiers are like $10 and $15 a month kind of thing. You know, I stick with guys who start at like $1 or $2 a month. I'm gonna sleep well tonight, guys. "45 minutes left." But you know, it's funny because how many of you guys watch? There's a guy called Brian. He has a channel called Survival on Purpose. Oh yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I know that guy a lot. I know that guy a lot. What? I know that guy. I watch a lot of his stuff, but not everything. He's, as you said, he's very Schrade heavy, and I'm not that into Schrade. You know, he's more on the survival side than the bushcraft side, and that shows in his knife choices. You know, here's what I want. Excuse me. I want that Hella Tamagami. I want it bad. I can taste it. I want carbon, but I also kind of want the stainless version. So either one would do me fine. I want that Osborne, the Benchmade 940. Can't afford that, and they're not going to get across the border anymore. So I'm just never going to get that. But like, I don't have a yen for things like most of the Schrade knives, or like even the stuff that is more on the survival side. Meh. But like a bush knife with a nice spalted birch handle or something, just yes please. You know. But it's so much fun, yeah. I don't know how many of you guys read my my knives bucket list blog post. Ali, have you seen that? Boom. That's how Mythbusters got. Good old Mythbusters. I miss that show. I miss seeing Jamie and Adam mess stuff up. And then apparently they're never going to work together again because they didn't like each other, but it's too bad. You think birch is too soft for knife handles? Alain, I shall find you that blog postage. Blog. My 5 favorite RWB vids of 2018. No. I've really got to get I have most of a blog post written and ready to go up. I haven't put it up. And that blog. What I do is I put up like, here are my 5 favorite videos of 2018 kind of thing. For what it's worth, 2 of my 5 favorite videos of 18 had Serge in them. They were the ones where we did like bacon in the woods and steak in the woods, I think. Let me see. Blog 16, my bucket list bush knives. Boom, baby. Here it comes. Here it comes. Tic tac. I also have the beginnings of one of these on axes. Did that work? Yes, it did. Zach, my Woodlore clone, my Australian Woodlore clone, Woodlore clone. The handles on that are desert ironwood, which is a really, really nice wood. Unfortunately, the spacers on it are black, and I think they should have been yellow because the desert ironwood is so nice and dark, you know? Wow. Man, I did that blog post in November of 2018. Really, it's that old. It's got a picture on it of the actual physical knives bucket list. I handwrite my bucket lists and I fold them up and stick them in my wallet. And they get beat to hell. If my wallet was here right now, I would show you some of my bucket lists, but I have a lot of bucket lists. Knives, axes, experiences, bass guitars. You know, like today, I wouldn't necessarily fulfill the bass guitar bucket list, even though I'm gigging more than I have in years. My priorities, like aside from family, my first priority, and like keeping my job so I don't lose the house and family, my YouTube channel is my top priority aside from everything else. And so like it gets so frustrating that I can't get the time to put a damn video up every Sunday. You know, and that like tonight, I thought I had plenty of time before coming down here. But it's just, you know, my wife wasn't feeling well, so I was doing bedtime for the girls, and I took them for ice cream. I took Camille for ice cream, and just to give the missus an easier time of it and stuff. And at the end of the day, I flew down here at 9:03. Didn't use the OBS because I didn't have time to set it up. You know, which is why I'm showing you guys pictures on the phone instead of just clicking over to that window. It's frustrating. I feel really trapped by my life sometimes, you know? Oh, Zach, nice. Curly walnut, yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. No, I'm not going to tell you guys about that. Yeah, Sash, I don't know, like, I've seen a couple of pictures of Alain's knife collection from the Instagrams, and you got a lot of cool stuff there, Alain. Your tastes are different than mine, for sure. What? Who? Stop. I was going to look up Alain's Instagram and show you guys, but your girlfriend doesn't like camping? What? My missus prefers glamping to camping. But what I've grown into the person who can take, you know, oh, well, we're in the woods, so I'll take it kind of thing, you know? But you've been collecting 30 plus years, so your taste varies. If you ever get a Tamagami, I want to come and touch it. It's expensive though. You know, here's the thing. Like, I've been kind of penniless for so long. Like, I'm not penniless anymore, but I was penniless for so long that like when I decided I wanted the Tamagami, I was like, oh, but it's $180. I'm never going to be able to afford it. Someday I'm going to get it. And now it's like significantly over 200. And it's like, so then I put it off again, and I never get there are certain things that I never ended up buying because, okay, maybe I'll get it when X happens. And by the time X happens, it's gone up by like another 40 or $50, you know? Oh, nice, Serge. I wanted to as well, but I don't think I'm going to get to do that. don't think it's going to happen. But here's the funny thing: when I wrote this bucket list, I was still flushed with the fact that I actually got one of my bucket list knives, right? And then you've got to have one of these because you guys have seen this F1. Because the Feldknieven F1 is a seminal knife. Like there is no collection that is complete without one of these. And I don't know why I like it so much. I don't know why I had such a massive yen to get this knife. Because I like wood. And I don't do convex. But this, I don't know. I had a yen for this knife for years. And when this one just sort of fell into my lap. I'm still giddy about this stupid knife. It's not the COS, right? This is the laminated VG10, so it's not the high-end metal by any stretch. But if I had the chance to buy a COS or COS or however they pronounce it, I would totally buy it. When Outdoor Dauber had one of these looking for a home, same metal and everything, I was going to buy it so I could do a giveaway when I hit 3,000 subs. Zach, my ex and I would spend most of our time in the woods, but syncing up our schedules in the day-to-day to get stuff done wasn't working. Yeah, I understand that. But Elaine, how many of you guys have multiple knives? I'm just gonna wait for you guys to answer. How many of you guys have 5+ knives? Yeah, Elaine, I know you got millions. But for those of you who have a lot of knives, what are your top 5 in your collections? It doesn't have to be in order, but what are your top 5 knives? Elaine, I definitely want to hear your top 5 in your collection. Simo, you've got enough that you could give me a top 5. I think I know what number 1 or number 2 are going to be. Sales, you've only got a handful, but what's your favorite 1 or your favorite 2? Zach, you got a few dozen. So yeah, tell me what are your favorite? What are your top 5? And then for bonus points, or whatever. Tell me what. Are you into more prepper sort of bushcrafting, prepper survivalish knives, or are you more into bushcraft knives, or are you more into Bowie knives and stuff like that? But give me your top 5 in no order, in no specific order, or if you want to give it an order, then that's fine too. Alain, there's no way you've got a top 5, or you've got you got 5 that you feel are special in one way or another each. I should probably do my top 5 as well, eh? So, if I was to do a top 5, what would I? Okay. Here's my top 5. See, I don't have a folder to love yet. I have 1 or 2 on my bucket list. What do I have on the bucket list? I've got a Helle, the Daka. Yes, I got the Helle Daka on my list. I would love it. It's not one of those where you can flip it open, but it's got a real nice look to it. It's definitely a 2-hand opener. I would also love a real Canadian belt knife. So that's my 5. Falkneven F1, my Australian Woodlore clone, Mora Garburg, my Mora 106 Sloyd knife, or whatever they call it, and my Ben Orford small Sloyd knife. Well, Simo's been playing. Canadian belt knife number 4, so that's the survival one. Nice. That's a great knife. That's a beautiful knife. Mora Garburg, yeah, that's legit. I have that on my list too. Victorinox Ranger Grip 79, okay. Sayar Kite Hootenanny. Have I? Which one's the Hootenanny? Oh, and your maker knife. Yeah, that one's cool. All right, see ya, Ali. So you like that Mora Companion? That's a classic. That Mora Companion is a classic. In fact, that one's the heavy duty, which I think is the only way to go with a companion if you're out in the woods. The non-heavy duty, whatever, used for your garden. Tyler, in order from favorite to least, a Jeff White bush knife with the bow drill socket. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Puko 4 to 6 inches. Jeff White Sloyd Pathfinder French trade. Okay, and then the Welsh belt knife from World War I. I don't know that belt knife. Cold steel SRK with carbon. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a popular choice. That actually. Yeah, where is LT tonight? That guy'd fill us up with the top 100. He's got a lot of knives. LT Survival has a lot of knives. Geez, still no outdoor dauber, eh? Yeah, Tyler, I'm running out of time to get it. That Jeff White, he's not doing it anymore. I don't think. I think he took on an apprentice, but I don't know if he's. I want that Jeff White Nesmuk in a big way. I just I really want it. The Welsh belt knife. Yeah, I don't know that one. Groman number 3. Yeah, nice choice. BHK Feather Stick. Oh yeah. Manly Drugar for I don't know that one. North Arm Links for to support small Canadian companies. I can appreciate that. Doodly boom ba boom ba 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 da da boom ba boom. Are you talking about the Bush One, the Jeff White Bush One knife, by the way, Tyler? Bush knife HD with the bow drill socket. I'm looking for it. I don't know. I just don't know. You just look at a bunch of knives and found them nice and everything, but you need to handle them and play with them a bit to really want a knife. Yeah, that's legit. That's legit. Someone was looking at the Leatherman Free T4, but you're still waiting on the K4. What's the difference? What be's the difference? Jeff White knife on Etsy? Really? What? Geez, there's a ton of Jeff White knives on Etsy. What's going on with that? There's the Bush One. There's the thumb skinning knife. Meh. Oh, there's that Nesmuk. I have his small Nesmuk. Well, you guys know that. Bush One survival knife. Such a nice looking little knife. Hey, outdoors here. So yeah, Simone, what's the difference between the T4 and the K4? Oh, okay, T4. T4, B11 insider. No. Okay, so there's the T4. 78 Canadian dollars. 78 Canadian dollars now. Multi-tools. Free for multi-tools. Free T4, free T2, free P4. What? I don't see a K4. There's the juice. Skeletal. Jesus, they've got a custom shop now. Get one with the Rain Dance Bushcraft printed across it. Effing right. Oh, whoa, where's the live control room? Okay. How's up? I think I'm going to have to work that into my intro from now on. Hey there, friendlies. How's up? How's up now? Such a weird thing to say. Which is funny because even the hey friendlies thing was just an off-the-cuff mistake that I made, you know, when I was doing that video with Camille, I think where I was interviewing her about you know, me taking her out to the woods and stuff. Did I swear again? Jeez, gotta cut it out with the swearing. There's just too much swearing going on here. There's just too much swearing going on here. Jeff White. Yeah, if he's not making knives anymore, that Nesmuk is just going to get more and more expensive, I think. Much like that beautiful Tamagami. Maybe I should just buy that Tamagami. The thing is, I say that like I've got money just waiting to be spent, and I don't. You know? Like I'm honing down the stuff I buy to stuff I can shoot a video on. You know? Yeah, it's been a swearing night. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that there. Yeah, see, the Nesmuk knife is going up in price because he's sort of thick. Tyler knows his Irish, I see. Sure did. You sure gosh darn did. Oh, I see the Bush HD. Okay, I've seen it now. Yeah. So nice. And you said you got that with the with a like a fire drill divot in it? Oh, Tyler. Okay, I get it. Legit. Zach knows it too well. Zach, no surprise there. Tell you what, from now on, when I'm about to swear, I'll just say, "Jeez, it's Mary and Joseph." Zach will know what I'm talking about. Oh, Sales, you recently subscribed to Simone Yurts. Nice. She's really interesting. Ever since she got that tumor and has gotten surgery for it, like she doesn't look the way she used to. But I love her like geeky enthusiasm. You know, I love her. I love her, the maker magic, you know, of hers. And yeah, yeah, it was really sad when she got that tumor, you know. Tyler, we actually have Michigan clergy who still say that here. Oh, really? Lord, time to die, Moses. Yeah, I get it. There's a new for you. But yeah, like she knows Adam Savage, right? She's been on. She was on. What the hell's Adam Savage's channel called? Tested. She was on that a lot. I think she was a regular member for a long time, but she sort of stepped back from a lot of stuff because of she took a step back to deal with her illness. Well, Simon, she is actually Swedish. She's from Sweden. You know, her American accent is very good, but she moved to the States to I guess make it on screen or something. And what that means is she comes with a Swedish education. So I was just looking at something online here and I got a little distracted. Joachim Hellstrand has no accent in English, but is a Swedish gamer. Yeah, you know, I've noticed that a lot of Swedes really nail the accent when they're speaking English. Not all of them do. Like anyone who's been watching like Emily's Outdoor Adventures knows what I'm talking about. Like she sounds Swedish. Also, like Darwin Orvar. You know, her accent is thick. But man, a lot of Swedes just they really nail the English. You know. Yeah, so she makes her channel's interesting. You know, I don't watch everything. Um, but yeah, she brings something really nice to YouTube. The baby's awake. How did I hear that? I'm in the basement and she's on the second floor. The missus is going. Okay, we're good. We're good. Serge, did you get that pack loaded yet? Which pack is that? What are you guys talking? What you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? I have this intense desire to buy a Yulia Kaltov axe because I think it would be a nice addition to my carving stuff, and it would be a really good episode to make. But it's 1,990 kroner, so it's like $250 Canadian, you know? Oh, the GoFund sales pack, right. Go fun sales. Serge, next time we go out, you're bringing that bag. You're filling it up with whatever you got, and we're hitting the. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Being out there in the woods, playing with the fires, stuffs, and the tools. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Fill the bag with Jolly Ranchers. Huh. I'm wondering, is 1990 kroner 250? Like, it really depends on the day, right? Because the Canadian dollar just keeps sucking. I also like Jolly Ranchers, but I haven't had one in a long time. Because 1990 kroner plus shipping, right? Hold on, please. Clear. So, oh man, if it's 215 US dollars, it's got to be a lot. Yeah, 282 in Canadian. I really want that axe, but there's no way. No bloody way. 308 Australian dollars? What? Dollars? Yeah, 215 in US. What the hell is Laffy Taffy? Never even heard of Laffy Taffy. Just adding this to the cart so that I can see like what the shipping charge is. Okay, so geez, there's VAT of 418 kroner, then shipping of 100 kroner. Why would I be paying that? Oh, it's taffy with jokes on the wrapper, really? Like, why would I? So it's 290. It's 2090 kroner. It's gonna be 296. An art of not overpacking after going camping with friends and using 10% of your gear because we had 6 of everything. Yeah, I understand that completely. I have the same problem. But like, no, seriously, why would I pay VAT? I don't know. It doesn't say anything there. But I don't know if I told you guys, but I think I'm going to start just putting like $10 a week aside, and eventually, towards my my Swift canoe. I think I mentioned that last live stream, didn't I? Yeah, I think it'll be. Well, I mean, we do charge tax here. You had some good tea in Boston? I didn't know they drank tea in Boston. I thought they just threw it all into the harbor. For the record, that was freaking hilarious, guys. Come on. even after a Swift for years. Yeah, it's something that I really like. I have to just save up for a whole bunch of years to buy one because they are expensive, man. Like, there's no way I could just decide, no, I'm buying one this year. Boom. Take all these thousands of dollars, you know? Abigail's tea room on the harbor. So they didn't throw it into the harbor. They just drank it next to the harbor. Good tea is hard to beat. Kongu and Lapsang Sushon. Set aside $10 a day for a year. I don't know if I could pull that off, but I could definitely put away, like, tea is a good drink. Yes. Maybe that's what I should get for a t-shirt. Tea is a good drink. I drink all my tea black. Absolutely. Or maybe the next t-shirt should actually say, "Hey there, friendlies, how's up?" Or maybe just "How's up." How's up? What is, what the hell, man? Why did excuse me. Do you prefer your you take a little sugar? Yeah, I just take mine straight up black. Tyler, you drink loose tea or bags? Because I like loose tea. Like, if I'm treating myself, I'll have loose tea every time. But man, in the morning when I'm just trying to get a tea made and thrown into my thermos, it's got to be bags, Got to be bags. More bang for the buck. Good point. Yeah, hello, friendlies. How's up? Maybe I should say that every episode from now on. If I can do it without laughing. Hey there, friendlies. How's giggle, giggle, giggle? How's that? What? Orange Pico and Carnation milk. Really? Carnation. Oh, yeah, that must be like, that must be thick. Here's the thing. Every morning, I throw the kettle on. I make a cup of tea. Like, I pour the hot water in the tea over the tea bag. And then I pour the rest of the hot water into my thermos so that it gets all nice and warm. Close it up. And I make my wife's coffee. Mocha pot. Start by filling the reservoir with hot water. You don't go past the pressure valve. You fill the little basket full of, the filter basket full of coffee. Well, you put it in first. You fill it full of coffee. Put the top on. Tighten it. Hand turning tight. Put it on the stove with the top open at 8.5 heat. And just let it do its thing. As soon as it starts dribbling out the sides, turn the heat down to 7.5. And as soon as it starts to sputter, close it, and you run just the bottom reservoir under cold water. Like, you take it, you put the cold water, and you run it under. Because what that does is it stops it from trying to brew, stops it from getting bitter. Starting with hot water instead of cold also stops it from getting bitter, because what it means is that it has to ramp up the heat less by just enough that it sort of keeps the bitterness at bay. And then I put that down. And I put half a cup of milk in the microwave, 55 seconds just to warm it up. Pour it in, bring her coffee, and she says it's delicious and caramelly. And a lot of people who use the mocha pot just fill it up, use cold water, throw it on high, let it sputter until it stops sputtering, and then pour their coffee. And it's like, no, you're not getting an ideal cup that way, Bag tea during this week for me, during the week, loose tea on the weekends. Yeah, that's sort of how it's shaking out for me as well. Tyler, one day we'll get a poster of all the weird shite you say, ending in why do I say things? That would be epic. Sounds like a complicated way to make coffee. Yeah, but I don't mind the pageantry of it. I just zen out. I enjoy making it. It's not rocket science. Come on, man. Get some ice in the cup, then pour cold water on it. Way simpler. I don't really like iced coffee. So there. Prospector 15. 300 to 550 pounds. That's probably what I should go for. Prospector 15. Because that you can use as a tandem as well. Yeah. I wonder how much it costs. I drink and know things. Yeah, what's his name? Tyrion? Oh, just water. Okay. Zach. Oh, yeah, coffee goes right. Yeah. That's probably because you don't drink a lot of it. I don't either. I mean, my home base is tea. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I'm not against coffee. I just, I don't tend to. Of course, I'm obsessed with the canoe. I don't have one yet. Duh. Yeah, I've been looking at them for months and months and months and months. I look at the options. I don't really want an aluminium trim, I want sort of the carbon Kevlar trim, I think. But there you're starting at $37.50 instead of $31.50. So is it really worth the $600 upcharge? I don't know about that, And every option on a Swift is expensive. It's like buying a Jeep, where it starts at what seems like a reasonable price, but it doesn't come with anything, and every option is way overpriced. Titanium trim, yeah. Hey, Anthony. How's up? Yeah, I was just saying to the guys that maybe I'll keep that for my intros from now on. Hey, friendlies, how's up? No, I was talking about a mocha pot. The stovetop thing. My mother-in-law uses a percolator. Since we're talking about beverages, I can have just a wee dram of scotch. Just a little guy. Smells like peat, salt water, and smoke. As all good Scotch should. But yeah, I'm a little obsessed with these Swift canoes. Thing is, I don't even know how I would transport it. I don't have, my wife's car doesn't have racks on the top. Once I have my own car, it's going to have a rack on it. And I can start thinking about stuff like that. But I don't even know where I'd keep it at home. I might have to keep it out at my mother-in-law's. Which adds 45 minutes to my drive if I'm taking a trip anywhere, unless I'm going right past our place, Zach, canoes and boats in general aren't my thing. I can't swim. Where you live, a lot of people can't swim, though, if I remember correctly. I got a buddy whose family is from Cape Breton, and all the fishing guys on Cape Breton Island, they don't even bother learning to swim, because if you go over the side in that cold Atlantic, all you're doing, if you know how to swim, all you're doing is extending your death, because you're going to freeze to death before anyone will get there to rescue you, you know? Yeah, time for a second floor in the garage. I absolutely agree. I told you guys when and why I learned how to swim, didn't I? Sound off. Did I tell you guys about that story? Yeah, Sal, you're probably right. Most of the time I'd be going north. Akukira. Zach, I've been trying to work out a way to work like a smooth skin reference into these live streams. You know? But I can't make it work, you know? I just wanted to one day be talking about something and then just say, yeah, whatever, smooth skin. Oh, is it 2300? Okay. Tell you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with me on this night of nights and being patient with the restart I had to do. We were a smaller group than usual, but still, it was active. I got the bell. Have a good night, guys. See you later.